While driving through fake barn country, Henry happens to form the belief that is a barn when looking at the only real barn in the area. While Henry's belief is not based on the premises, there still seems to be something wrong with it. Why? The problem is that certain facts about Henry's environment, that it is filled with fake barns, if known, would undermine his confidence in the belief. That the area is predominantly filled with barn facades is known as a defeater because it serves to defeat the justification for his belief. Contemporary American philosophers Keith Lehrer and Thomas Paxson Jr. suggest that justified true belief is knowledge as long as there are no existing defeaters of the belief. This is known as the defeaters or the no defeaters theory. S has knowledge that P, if and only if, firstly, P is true, secondly, S believes P, thirdly, S is justified in believing P, and fourthly, there exist no defeaters for P. The added fourth condition means that there cannot exist evidence that, if believed by S, would undermine S's justification. The no defeaters condition solves all three get here cases discussed so far because in each case there exists evidence that, if possessed by the subject, would undermine their justification. Henry cannot be said to know he is looking at a barn because of the evidence that most of the barn in the area are fake. And Russell's man doesn't know the time because the clock is stopped. The no defeaters condition thus helps solve many get here cases. However, we now need a thorough account of when evidence counts as a defeater. We are told that a defeater is evidence that would undermine a person's justification, but not how it does this. It cannot be that all evidence that weakens a belief is a defeater because this would make knowledge attainment much more difficult. For many of our justified true beliefs, there exists some evidence that we are unaware of that could weaken our justification. For example, we get many beliefs from other people. Research indicates that people tell an average of one lie per day. So when someone tells you something in conversation, often it is true that the person has lied once today. Is the evidence that a person has lied once today enough evidence to undermine your justification for what they tell you? Notice that because a defeater is evidence that would undermine a person's justification, what counts as a defeater depends on what justification is. Of the theories of knowledge examined so far, all of them treat justification as basic. They state that a belief must be justified, but not how to measure or determine justification. The traditional analysis of knowledge explains that knowledge is justified true belief. But even if we accept this definition, we could still wonder whether a true belief is knowledge because we may wonder if it is justified. What counts as justification? Justification is a rather broad concept. Instead of simply stating that justification is necessary for knowledge, perhaps a thorough account of knowledge ought to instead spell out what this means. The next video looks more deeply at how to understand justification and how some theorists suggest replacing the justification condition in order to solve the get here problem.